Alright, what is up? I'm gonna be playing some Fallout 4. I'm just gonna play it first before all the other Fallout games. I did buy that edition where it comes with all the games, you know, the mini nuke edition. I did create an account though, just to kind of mess around with console commands and whatnot, so I'm just gonna kind of get into it. You know, not even bother with all that other stuff. And the only reason I'm gonna play this version first is because I haven't downloaded any of the other games from Steam, even though I can. Just take a little too long. So we're gonna be quiet during this first cutscene, but any noise I don't make, I'm not gonna be able to undo. But I will be quiet. Sit through this first cutscene, even though it's not very important.
War. War never changes. In the year 1945, my great-great-grandfather, serving in the army, wondered when he'd get to go home to his wife and the son he'd never seen. He got his wish when the U.S. ended World War II by dropping atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The world awaited Armageddon. Instead, something miraculous happened. We began to use atomic energy not as a weapon, but as a nearly limitless source of power. People enjoyed luxuries once thought the realm of science fiction. Domestic robots, fusion-powered cars, portable computers. But then, in the 21st century, people awoke from the American dream. Years of consumption led to shortages of every major resource. The entire world unraveled. Peace became a distant memory. It is now the year 2077. We stand on the brink of total war. And I am afraid. For myself, for my wife, for my infant son. Because if my time in the army taught me one thing, it's that war never changes.
Alright, well that concludes that. I'm gonna get into the character creation. I'm just gonna mess around a little bit, but I'd rather kind of play, you know, Fallout New Vegas a little more.
Never changes.
You're gonna knock him dead at the Veterans Hall tonight.
And that quote isn't really too original to Fallout.
Get ready
kind
and
of
stop hogging the mirror.
big thing.
Right.
I'm gonna recreate my character from both my earlier save and my Xbox game, because I got this game first on the Xbox just because. Oh hey, that was cool. Basically the character I made called Walt Kidney, because the way I made him on the Xbox version, it was a lot like Walt Disney. Basically looked a lot like him. And so I kind of liked that a little bit, how it looked. So I'm just going to do that. And if you want to do it, I can show you how. What it is, I moved the ears up, made them big, kind of messed around with the nose a little bit. Move the chin slightly. Don't want to make it too big, otherwise it kind of looks like a G.I. Joe figurine. Nose shouldn't be too big either. Just kind of the right size. Eyebrows kind of need to be like that. Facial hair needs to be either gentleman or suave, but I find that the gentleman is the best if you're trying to replicate this character.
Beard or no beard?
You want to kind of make the eyes pop a little bit, but not too big, because otherwise it just kind of looks like a fish. Just a little bit.
Sean totally has your eyes.
You want to change the color to either a rosy or a pale. Pale kind of seems a little better in my opinion. You want the neck to be slightly bigger, but not too big. Just slightly, just a slight little look right there, and that's about it. Now you can kind of tell he's already starting to look like it, but the eyebrows are a little too big for that. A little too big.
I love that face.
A low, it's pretty moderate, pretty good. Facial hair, you don't need anything besides this gentleman kind of haircut. And then you can just do whatever you want. But last step you need to do is kind of make him kind of a bit thin. Kind of thin, but not too thin. Then you got your Walt Kidney kind of design right here. Or if you just want to call him Walt Disney, that's fine. And then you can just mess around with Nora. Or you want, or just leave her alone. I kind of like doing this one preset. Well, not preset, definitely do like messing around with Nora a bit. So what I do is make her look ugly as hell. Very ugly.
Such a cute nose.
So I'm going to show you how you could just completely make Nora look just, I make her completely ugly. That's kind of the fun of these games. It's just like Spore. The fun is messing around with this stuff. I played Spore 2 back when it was a little more popular. Well, I don't know if popular would be the word, but Spore definitely was this kind of weird new thing.
I like that.
I kind of liked it, but it could have used a lot of work, in my opinion. Because, I mean, Creature Stage is pretty fun. I like how it turns into an RTS, but, I mean, there's just too many ideas that
I love that.
Not really, en route. They should have focused more on some aspects and made it a little more fun to play. And that's kind of all I really got to say on that matter.
Not bad.
It was a pretty interesting game.
Not bad at all.
Could have been better, though. Still own it. And when I was originally making this, I wanted to make Plants vs. Zombies my first series, but that didn't really happen. So, that's fine and all, and I don't honestly care about that. I did have a lot of fun, messing around with this kind of creation things. But Fallout is really known for it. It can really take a long time just creating your character. So, maybe if you're the guy who takes it seriously, it's going to take you a long time. But if you just like making it as ridiculous as possible, it's a little quicker process for you to just get it done and over with. That's about it.
Huh.
I read everything in here. It's not too interesting. It's just a character talking. Well, Fallout 4 was okay. I mean, it's definitely good, but I wouldn't say, it's like the best in terms of Fallout standards, seeing as, previous games did it a little bit better.
Grognak the Barbarian and the Jungle of the Bat Babies. My favorite.
Because, I'm honestly fine with them doing slightly a little bit of this. I honestly didn't care too much about pre-war, but other people did. It's not something I really care about too much. Because, you can tell how previous world would be, just from seeing all the stuff and imagining how it would look. But I definitely will be playing Fallout New Vegas and some other stuff in the future, seeing as I have access to all the games of the Fallout series, besides 2, which aren't very widely known, such as that one made by one company. I forget the name, but it was really awful. It was on the Xbox 360, and people would rather it be forgotten. I kind of agree with that.
Fancy Lad snack cakes, Blamco mac and cheese. expires.
There he is. Just gotta wait for the guy. It takes a little too long. There's a little less freedom in this in terms of creating your character. I mean, you can make your character whoever you want. You just gotta make up a backstory. Like Walt Kidney, I'm thinking of like making fun of those lore videos and be like, Walt Kidney, pre-war guy frozen in ice. You know the whole stereotype with Walt Disney being frozen in ice, still being preserved in life. That's what I was kind of doing about backstory with this character.
Good morning, Vault-Tech calling.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It honestly doesn't matter how you choose to do this, because no matter what, you're gonna end up playing the game some way or another. The only thing I did find annoying
trying for days. It's a matter of utmost urgency, I assure you.
Was how the way they were doing the out of bounds. This, you can't really go out of bounds without being nuked. Just kind of a little bit annoying.
What's so important?
Why, nothing less than your entire future. If you haven't noticed, sir, this country has gone to heck in a handbasket.
Blah, blah, blah.
If you'll excuse my language. The big kaboom is... It's inevitable, I'm afraid. And coming sooner than you may think. If you
inevitable, I don't know.
Meaning, now, I know you're a busy fellow, so I won't take up much of your time. Time being a precious commodity. I'm here today to tell you that because of your family service to our country, you have been pre-selected for entrance into the local vault. Vault 111.
Sounds great.
Oh, it is. Believe you me. Now, you're already cleared for entrance in the unforeseen event of total atomic annihilation. I just need to verify some information. That's all.
Sure, let's do it.
Splendid.
Finally, that's enough of that talking. That's a little too much for me. Oh. But I mean, they definitely could have improved upon the whole idea. I mean, in terms of freedom, what I mean by a little less of is that, they kind of already determined who your character is in this game by telling you, oh, hey, he's the war veteran, and he's frozen in time, and he's sent to the future, and that was basically based on a book where a guy is frozen and he's basically sent to the future. I won't get too much into that, but they could have fixed that a little bit by just having this guy be some random guy who somehow gets entrance into the vault somehow, and then frozen in time. Obviously, yeah, they could have kept some of that other stuff in there as well. Just, make the guy some random guy that you can project your own character onto a little easier. Now, I'm making this seem take a little longer than it probably should, but honestly, doesn't matter. As long as it seems entertaining for you, that's all I'm really happy with. And I get the whole adpocalypse, but I honestly don't care too much. I mean, when I decided to do YouTube, I wasn't thinking of, hey, this could be a pretty good financial.
Thanks again.
Hey, it's
financial thing.
That's worth a little paperwork, right?
For you and Sean, no price is too high.
But I was thinking, hey, I should do this to express myself and whatnot. Yeah, I'm definitely expressing myself, but I'd rather do some other stuff.
Hey, Codsworth.
Quiet.
A boy needs his father after all.
So you don't care about that, Codsworth. I wish you could just skip the beginning intro.
Spin the mobile a bit. He loves that.
I do like how you can skip the later stuff, but the intro is just inevitable to skip some of the stuff. And I can't wait to get my mic. That's something that's coming up.
Much better now, huh?
Because right now I'm just recording and
Listen, after breakfast, I was thinking we could head to the park for a bit.
I need to have
Weather should hold up.
my headphones on, so that way it doesn't create this
Yeah, sounds like fun.
This
Sir,
I think
you should come and see this.
I wouldn't call it an audio loop,
What's
but I'd
wrong?
definitely call it this echo effect, where it basically doubles what you're hearing.
Yes.
And so basically what you're hearing right now is what you would hear, but twice. I don't really like it that much.
What?
You can hear that whenever I played the game, like Rock of Ages, which I have not completed yet,
Coming in. That's
which, you know, I should revisit, and I should finish it. I have all the episodes already pre-recorded, it's just that I need to upload them. But I actually did get some editing software this
Oh my god.
recently,
need to get to the
so
vault.
I can actually
Now.
make my videos a little better content,
Residents of Sanctuary Hills.
and really be glad to have that mic, just to, you know, audio be a little nicer. I don't know, crisp if you would say it. And it's definitely a new experience for me, especially since I have cousins who are doing videos. You know, if you've seen some videos on my channel, I've done trailers, I guess you could say, quote unquote,
we need to get
for their videos.
We're on the list.
Infant,
For
adult male.
they like to do puppet stuff, but I feel like their best series
Thank you.
is
Follow me.
MNN.
What's
I
gonna
think it
happen to
was
all those
called
people outside
Misinformation
we can. Now
News
keep
Network.
moving.
Yeah.
Step on the platform in the center.
I mean, I'm fine with it. I've been getting a bunch of props for them and whatnot, and the editing software will definitely help out with that.
Almost there. We're gonna be okay.
Huh?
I love you. Both of you.
We love you too. Oh my god!
If you'd like me to do any other kind of content, just let me know. I might do it or I might not, depending on how I feel on the content. I'm definitely not going to do Call of Duty or whatnot, but I'm waiting to get, well, not waiting, game recording software for devices such as a Switch or Xbox One. And if you ask me what my favorite console is, don't even bother.
We made it.
I don't really have one specific favorite console. I have many. PC, I have the first PlayStation. I did have the N64. I was one of the first people who, well, not one of the first people, because I was pretty young at the time, but I played Donkey Kong 64, but my favorite game on there was Super Mario Sunshine. People like to say it's underrated, but I don't think it's underrated. It's just that, you know, people have different tastes, you know, and nobody should be ashamed about that. No one should say it deserves anything better.
What now?
Because, I mean, you know, you only get one chance, and if people don't want it, there's obviously a reason why they don't want it. And you can't really blame people for that, for what they like
What if they didn't make it?
and whatnot.
I know this is a difficult time,
Okay.
but Vault-Tec will be with you every step of the
Ha! You finally found out. Oh, it's too quick for him to trigger. Usually he'll run a little quicker than that, but you can usually outrun him. Peace. Getting back to that console stuff, I owned the GameCube too. I had many games. I had the Mansion. I had. Well, I didn't have Pikmin, but I played Pikmin 2, and it's one of my favorite games. I was hoping Pikmin 4 would be at E3, and I kind of predicted, sort of. I didn't really predict, but I was in predictions, you would say. But that's what it is, not really prediction. No, wait a minute. It is a prediction, but
Time
more
for a
of.
whole new life.
I thought Pikmin 4 would be revealed, but I'm fine if it isn't. We got Odyssey. I enjoyed that game a lot. I'm almost, well, I wouldn't say I'm almost finished with it, but I'm definitely pretty close. I think I'm 400 moons in it. I'd love to do that content in the future, but at the moment, I'm fine with just doing whatever I can on the computer. You know, there's no rush in doing it. I'll always be able to do a series later. Oh, and some other videos I've made are, you know, aren't too good, like that Overwatch video with the complaints. You know, some of the complaints I had in there are slightly justified, like the loot boxes, slightly. But I mean, I could have done a better job. It's like with all the old content, you could have done a better job. There's no changing that now. You know, what's in the past is in the past. You can't really change it. and you shouldn't really want to. And with those people who are having troubles trying to deal with the thought of things don't last, don't worry. That's kind of the joy of being alive. If things didn't last long, then what's the point? What's the point, you know? You need to take joy in things that won't last long, like art you may create. You know, art is preserved in museums, but I did go on a recent trip to Spain over a two-week break. This last vacation, not the Thanksgiving one, but well, we're in Thanksgiving break right now, but last day of it. Well, this might be recorded a little later. Well, actually, it's gonna be uploaded a day after or so. So there's no changing that. But I really can't get that fun doing some stuff. And I saw some games from other YouTubers, but I'm really interested in House Flipper. Seems like it's interesting, but I don't really feel like going on the whole bandwagon. It seems like something that maybe if you guys want to see me do it, I'd be fine with, but it's more of a game I'd play solo. But a game I would like to play recording or maybe on a live stream whenever I do get to the point of live streaming. I do have the capability of making live streams. Is getting over it with, forget his name,
Come on!
but I would like to
Be a release!
do that.
Come on!
Be pretty
Oh
cool.
God! I'll find who did
I'm
this.
just gonna kind of try and rush through this console version and I just act like a pack rat, take everything. But I'm not gonna try and act too much like a pack rat unless it's in videos where I, you know, are doing like settlement videos. Because that's all I'd really do pack rat videos on. Surprised they didn't do the voice line for giant roaches right there. Why don't you just do it? Oh, shoot. Oh, no. No, but these rad roaches are very easy to kill.
What the hell?
There's not really much point once you get the gun and shooting them. It's harder to shoot them with the gun than it is to just hit them with a melee weapon. I mean, if you're trying to shoot them with a gun, you might as well just stop right now. Okay, do something better with it. Just save the ammunition for later. Because there's no point in wasting it now if you're gonna waste it on such low enemies such as rad roaches, which are basically just Bethesda's equivalent to Elder Scrolls rats. There's not much you can do there, but still, don't waste it on rad roaches. Be the smarter person. And use it on some of the enemies further on in the game, such as raiders and whatnot. Because you're really gonna need that ammo, otherwise you're gonna be hurting for ammunition and other supplies, so that way you can actually play the game correctly. Unless you're doing a melee build, which I'm not. I usually do like a random assortment whenever I play this game. Just because the game is catered to how you want to play. It's not, hey, you gotta be this guy, which this game is like to make you have to be. Because you have to be the father who has to worry about his kid who has been abducted by the Institute. Won't be talking too much about it, but you know, in the future we will see the Institute a little more and we'll hear about it. And there's some stuff you won't be able to do unless you actually research in the game or you explore. This game really does make you want to explore, but I feel like it's kind of a waste to... Not a waste, but some of the missions, by what I mean is a little less creative, is that a lot of them end in you just shooting and whatnot. Like, why can't you just do something a little more, you know, simpler than just everything turning into a gunfight? Because I mean, this definitely has been a little more simplified than the other Fallouts, just a tad bit, if at all. Just for the fact that everything kind of ends in a fight. Like, do some simpler stuff, like, hey, you gotta deliver this, like you did in Fallout New Vegas, where you're a courier. I mean, a little simpler stuff like that would have been a little nicer. Maybe some smaller stuff along the side. You know, maybe, you know, memories of the past, and the only kind of thing you get that is a memory of the past is when you go to the Dunwich Borers, and you get this vision of the past because of some weird supernatural crap. And that's about all you ever get in terms of
here?
the
Where is
past.
everyone?
And that's kind of a little bit of disappointment. Not really too much, but yeah, could have done a little more with this game. Yeah, it took you a little while to make it, but like Reggie Fils-Aimé said, or whoever in Nintendo, you know, I honestly don't care at this point, that, no, I think it was Shigeru Miyamoto, that bad game will forever be bad, but a game that isn't rushed will be good eventually. And that is true. You know, that's the basis that everyone should be doing. All these game companies, this loot box stuff, you know, people are complaining about it. But I mean, complaining about it is fine, but you know, actually do something instead of just complaining about it. Actually do something against it. Like, besides protesting, you know, that could be a thing you could do, but it might be a little smarter if you just, you know, just don't buy it. A lot of people don't buy it, but there's still those. And a term people like to use for these people who do buy into this mentality of pay to win is, they call them whales, because it's basically paying to win. And I do agree, some of the stuff is pay to win. Not all of it, though. But it is pretty annoying to see those games that have a lot of pay to win or microtransactions, like Bethesda did with the $2 horse armor. I honestly don't care. That was Oblivion. I played Oblivion, but I was a little more fond of playing Fable. Well, the second Fable. It's kind of a little more my favorite one. Playing in Albion, you know, saving the world. I liked playing those mini quests, whatnot. The final boss was pretty lacking. I didn't really like that too much. I would like to do a series on Fable, actually. I still have those games, and I have a bunch of old games. Sadly, though, I don't know where my other GameCube games are. I've collected a small amount, though. I'd say I have like 13, 14 right now at the moment, and I found such small gems such as GoldenEye, Nightfall. I don't know if I would call them gems. I haven't played them yet, but that'd be pretty interesting to play in the future, you know? Give me some feedback. You know, tell me how you're liking this series. Well, not this series in general, but what you'd like to see once I actually do get the capability to record games on such platforms as the Xbox 360 or GameCube or whatnot. Because I have a bunch of old consoles, and I also have the Game Boy Color still, I believe, and I also played a bunch of games on that. It's pretty interesting, but some of the games I had weren't very good. Besides, only one good game, two actually, that I had on there was the Link's Awakening or so, the one with the skyfish or whale, depending on how you want to say it, and Final Fantasy, which I absolutely loved. Final Fantasy is like my favorite thing, man. It introduced me to RPGs at like a young age. No, without Final Fantasy,
Codsworth?
wouldn't have.
You're still here.
Well, I would have played RPGs at one point or another, but
Other people
I wouldn't have been introduced to RPGs and fell in love with them so quick.
Surely you don't think a little radiation could deter the pride of General Atomics International? But you seem the worse for wear.
But I'm sorry if I'm interrupting you from wanting to hear what the characters say, but I honestly don't care what the characters have to say. I've played this enough times to not really care. I just want to skip through it. I want to get to the meat of the game.
Sir, these things you're
Even
saying,
it,
these terrible
no
things.
matter how
I believe you need a distraction.
gun oriented it is. I don't care. Just want to get to it. And the only reason why I played this game was the settlement system. Like, the original reason why I got the game was when they showed off the settlements, man. That was really cool.
Been kidnapped.
Because I always wanted to get
But I'm going
the wasteland
I'm going to get my son back.
settlement mod. They had to download from Nexus for Fallout New Vegas. I just never was able to get it though. I tried many times, but it just wouldn't work. I think I still have some of the files on this computer, but it could be deleted or not. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I honestly don't care. I honestly don't want to listen to this right now. Sorry if you do, but I don't.
You're 2 centuries late for dinner. Perhaps I can whip you up a snack.
It's just one of those things, man. You know, it's not as fun as some of the earlier games. I've played Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, pretty good games.
A little bit weird.
Didn't really like Fallout 3 as much as I did Fallout Vegas, but what can you do?
2 centuries with no one. Don't get.
Stay with me, pal. Focus.
But no matter what you do, how you play this game, there's always going to be something you miss unless you 100% complete the game. And that I don't really intend on doing. Unless you guys want to see me do some lore videos, of course. Which I'm thinking of doing some, but I was thinking of, you know, doing a joke one. Like the lore on Walt Kidney, like I was talking about a little bit earlier. Lore on a fake thing, like Takahashi in...
Thank you, Codsworth.
In
You're welcome.
Diamond City. Yeah.
Shall we search the
Like I'd rather do some stuff that makes fun of it instead of doing some serious stuff. I don't do serious. I'm more of the kind of comedian guy. I mean, if you see my videos, they're not that funny, but that's because I'm not really too interested. I want to do some animated stuff. That's where I want to be. What I want to do. It's kind of the passion I want to follow. I don't have anything to animate at this moment, but I was thinking that, hey, I could kind of do what South Park did and do it on paper. I was thinking of doing stop motion, actually. I had this idea for a small animated movie that I'd like to do based in an apocalyptic world. Slightly apocalyptic, but not too much. There's tons of people in it. I won't go into too much detail unless you want me to talk about it, maybe in the next episode. But even then, I'm not going to talk too much on it, because I want it to be a surprise for anyone who may see it in the future if I ever do, you know, partake, if I pursue that dream. Not only that, I want to make games. I have many ideas. I have RTS ideas. I played Dawn of War. I want to play Dawn of War on this series. I mean, on this channel.
Codsworth.
Because I absolutely loved playing Dawn of War when I was growing up. I grew up playing.
And young Sean, they aren't here.
Thanks for trying, Codsworth.
And I grew up with Fallout.
Give up, sir.
I love Fallout, but I do love
Conquered is
Final
nearby.
Fantasy, but not as much as Fallout.
The people there have
Fallout's
only
pretty
shot
cool,
me
but it's
a
not
few
really
times.
true RPG, quote, if you will. If
Thanks
you will
for your
say,
help, Codsworth.
Good luck, sir. You'll find young Sean. I know you.
but I mean, in this game, though, I feel like there's not enough options. Whereas other games like Fallout New Vegas had, and I know, you know, it might get a little annoying. I keep bringing that up. You know, sorry if it annoys you. Sorry, not sorry. I mean, they could have brought some stuff back from New Vegas, such as how you need certain skills in, I keep saying a lot. But it would be better if they brought back the whole skill system where you need a certain amount of skill if you want to do a certain dialogue, like explosives. Because I played enough of Fallout New Vegas to notice almost everything. I didn't fully complete it, but my dad did.
Hey, boy. What are you doing out here all by yourself? You want to come with me, pal?
But that was a pretty interesting game too, as well as some other games.
Okay then.
I feel games today aren't really as inspired as they should be. Just slightly. I mean, games could be a little more creative, but I feel there's not really too much drag or too much punishment in them. And you're probably gonna tell me, oh, you should play Dark Souls then. And I think I've been recording long enough, so I'm gonna end it off here. See you in the next episode. Have a good day.